Alright, now we're back at the computer to install the timeQplus software. If you click on the Windows key E, that'll bring up Windows Explorer, and then we're going to use the setup file to start the install of the software. So we went ahead and double clicked on setup, and it's starting the setup part now. And we're going to go ahead and choose the install time and attendance software, and then we're going to click next. And click next again. We're going to read through the end user license agreement, and then we're going to click yes to agree to it. We're going to put in the username and the company name and click next. Then we're going to put in the install key that you got from the back of the CD sleeve. Then we're going to click next. In this case, we're installing the first one, so we're going to install the network server, and then we're going to leave the default location, and we're going to click next. We need to specify the SQL Server password, so we'll go ahead and type in the SQL Server password twice to confirm it, and then we're going to click next. And now it's going to go through the install for SQL Server first. And now we actually get to the part where we're installing the timeQplus software. We'll go ahead and choose next for the default location. And we're going to wait for the actual SQL Server, or excuse me, the timeQplus software to be installed. And then we're going to click yes here to allow timeQplus through the firewall. And then we're going to click finish. Alright, now that we have timeQplus installed, we're going to go ahead and double click on timeQplus on the desktop, and what it's going to do is it's going to start the search for TQP server wizard, and it should find the TQP server on your machine. You're going to press OK. Now you're going to be at the server connection screen. Here it's just everything should be set for basically matching what the previous screen said, so you're going to just click OK to get past that screen. And that's going to start the timeQplus setup wizard. So now we're going to go ahead and start the basic setup for timeQplus. We're going to go ahead and click next. And then we're going to choose here the pay period length. You can choose weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly. In this case, for the example, we're going to choose weekly. And then we're going to click next. And then you need to, this is the important part of the setup. This is the one thing you can't change later on when you go back in or in the timeQplus software. You want to make sure that you have the correct pay period start date. So in this case, we're going to choose Monday the 13th. And then we're going to click next. Now here you have the option to specify whether you want it to automatically pay holidays. For this example, we're just going to go ahead and choose no. And then click next. Here on the time card approval screen, this is for basically if you want to restrict or force the software to not allow you to export out your time card information unless you have gone through and approved each time card. For this example, we're just going to choose no, and then click next. And here you can set up, if you need to, define shifts for the shift start and stop times and shift rules. You can go ahead and define them here if you want to. For this example, we're just going to not set up any shifts and wait till later to do that. And so we're going to go ahead and click next. Alright, now we're going to set up the password for the software. So this will be the password you use whenever you want to open up the timeQplus software. So we're going to specify that password. And we're going to type it a second time to verify it. And then we're going to go ahead and click next. And here we're going to, if you had the QuickBooks installed on this computer, you could import the employees from QuickBooks. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and use the employees in the timeQplus software. So we're just going to choose that option, and then we're going to click next. And then at this screen, basically the setup wizard is complete. It's going to give you some brief information about the network settings on the computer. And so we're going to go ahead and hit finish. And then you're going to get the login prompt to log into the timeQplus software for the first time. And you're going to use that same password that you just specified. And then it should bring up the timeQplus software and you're ready to start using it.